I'm picking up distress signals from every frequency coming from Yorktown. Carl's already started his attack.
Yorktown became a representation of the Federation, a hub for all the newly inducted worlds and the pre-existing inducted worlds. So any threat to it is a threat to the Federation itself.
If we disorient the swarm, we can kick its ass.
We had this idea of disrupting the cyberpathic link with the swarm with noise somehow, and it just felt like a really cool thing to do it with music. It just felt cheeky and hopefully extremely fun.
Let's make some noise.
Sabotage is one of the greatest pieces of music ever created.
That's a good choice.
And it seemed very apt to be the song they used to sabotage the swarm.
For the character of McCoy, we get to transition him from this doctor who has a heart of gold and is full of compassion and somewhat curmudgeonly into a bit of an action hero.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a fuck!
McCoy finds himself in a fighter ship and thrown in at the deep end, and he has to learn how not only to fly it, but also to execute the mission at the same time.
Bones, there's a city plaza coming up. You gotta make sure Kroll heads for it.
Why?
Just do it!
Yorktown's the pinnacle design of what the Federation would be at that point. All the latest technology involved in that world, arms that would supplement different alien races, but also the economy of using space. You know, space is a kind of commodity that can't be sort of wasted. And obviously it serves as the basis for the action sequences.
As we were developing Yorktown, I felt like real estate's gonna be very important. They're gonna have to design it so that every square inch is thought of, you know? And as soon as that kind of came about, I felt like, oh, wow, well then, if you're doing that, you're gonna control gravity. When you control gravity, that doesn't follow the rules that we're used to on Earth. And that became the playground.
There's a maintenance tower at the station's gravitational nexus. That's the only way.
It was a nexus for 4 different gravity points, and as such, it created a sort of eddy of gravity, of force, and enabled us to do some really crazy stuff.
I kind of couldn't help myself. I felt like, you know, a lot of times doing even the Fast and Furious films, I'm kind of pushing physics, the laws of physics. But here, I get to, you know, we really get to kind of have fun with it.
Kirk and Edison have this huge battle of minds, words, and action sequences within this space.
I didn't want it just to be a fight. I wanted to have 2 characters who had their own journey, and in many ways kind of parallel journeys, but have very valid points of view and philosophy.
I fought for humanity! And for what? For the Federation to sit me in the captain's chair and break bread with the enemy!
There is an incredible parallel between Kirk and Carl Edison. They are the mirror of each other, and at some point they separated in their decision making, and one became one thing and one became the other.
We change. We have to. We spend the rest of our lives fighting the same battles.
Kirk is choosing sort of the good side, and Krall sort of giving in to some selfish instincts about it all. So it is a physical fight, certainly. It is a unique visual trick, and it is an ideological sort of showdown as well.
At least I know what I am! I'm a soldier!
This actually is the moment that Captain Kirk has some empathy for my character for the first time, you know, because he realizes where he's come from. He realizes they both wore the yellow shirt.
The beautiful thing that Doug and Simon did with the symbolism of being alien and his growing humanity throughout the film is my appealing to his humanity, seeing a man who's tipped over the edge and can't figure out another way to be.
You won the war! Edison, you gave us peace! Peace is not what I was born into.
When suddenly he catches sight of himself, Edison in that moment realizes exactly what he is, which is a monster. Whatever he looks like, whatever, you know, physical appearance he has, he is in his heart a monster, and that is his undoing, you know.
The line that I have at the end of the film is ultimately why these 2 characters found each other and what they were battling and what they were exposing in one another. It's why are we here in this world and what it means to live in a community.
You will die.
Better to die saving lives than to live with taking them. That's what I was born into.